my mother asked, "Do you have vagina? Do you have uterus? Do you have breast? Can you feed your child or can you satisfy a man?" It started around 5, 6 years. I was feeling feminine. I want to be with women. I want to be with girls, playing with girls. They were forcing me to be a man or a boy. Becoming so conducive environment, and I tried to kill myself twice. 25 years ago, I was begging and pardoning before the society, clapping my hands. Taking arms in a public street, just imagine a second, and that self embarrassment is not accepted.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Welcome to Real Celebrity Podcast, powered by C. Krishna Chetty Group of Jewelers. These are stories of extraordinary women. And today in this episode is something which I've been waiting for a long time, because I know this story is going to inspire and change the way you think about a lot of people. Yes, today we have someone who's an extraordinary person, a prominent activist for the transgender community. Her fearless advocacy for the community of transgender has created a huge difference in the system. Well, we have Akkai Padmashali today. Ma'am, namaste. ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ, ನಾನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೀವು ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ?
ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Akkai madam is also the founder of One Day Foundation, and today ಈ ಒಂದು ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ we're going to talk a lot about her journey, how she has made a difference for the transgender community, and what are the actions that she's been taking to create that difference and bring in that change. Ma'am, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
So happy being part of this podcast with so much of jewels.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. I'm also feeling so much of sense of responsible because ಇದು ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಆಚೆ ಹೋಗಂಗಿಲ್ವೇ.
Well, C. Krishna Chetty is known for such beautiful jewelry.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಂಗಾರಗಳು, ಈ ವಜ್ರಗಳು ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತವೆ.
Absolutely, very true.
I love golden jewelries, yeah.
Superb. You're a gold yourself, because I've known your work, I've known your journey, I've known what is the kind of difference that you have made for the society. Well, ma'am, directly to jump into what today's entire conversation is going to be. First, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀರಾ?
I want to really share that I'm a simplest woman. I speak for what I stand today, and I'm not fear for what the issue that we are struggling as a community to speak in open public. Because until you have this resistance within, you're not able to bring any sort of such social change. Knowing that we are born male, we are transformed to a female. Knowing that we are born female, transformed to a male. Born with both sexes are referred as intersex people. So because of the existence of the genetics that you're born with, and the social construct is not accepting the way you are, I want to question back why the society is not accepting, because of your concept of a majoritarian and a totalitarian. And I don't want to accept that notion, which is fully filled up with men dominance and the concept of majoritarian, where I'm not in favor of that. But as a community, I think the introduction, I would say, it's not only about LGBTQI++, it's about Jogappa, Marladi, Shivashakti, Jokta, Akwa, Nirvana, Satla, Panti Satla, Hijra. It is accepted traditionally and culturally. ಹಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮುದಾಯವನ್ನ, and introducing about myself, I belong to this community. I belong to the most vulnerable sections of society. I want to belong to the socially excluded group section of identity, because we should make our voice. For what? To accept the way what we are today. And for this podcast, you invited me to our, Krishna Chetty, platform here, and talking to you is, I think, very happy to speak to you as always, Spoorthi. And being part of the Karnataka Women Achievers Award, I think I'm also the recipient of Karnataka Women Achievers Award. I think people globally know what is Karnataka Women Achievers Award. I think in that sense, taking up our issue and talking in such platform also builds a huge amount of society to be responsibly behaving with certain section of society.
Fantastic. And I'm totally looking forward to this episode, not just to know your journey, but I hope and believe that this episode is going to change the way a lot of people think about this whole community. And that's what I'm hoping for. Well, to understand a little bit history of this, when did, to going back to the history, can you tell us a little bit about initial days and how did it all begin and when did the recognition start happening, and a little bit about a background of this whole
No, no,
community.
definitely. I think these are the basic information that we need to provide to society. And I am a Kannadati. I'm born, brought up in Bengaluru, Chamrajpet. I identify myself as a woman, questioning the norms of the so-called social construct. And I'm the black beauty. And I love myself. I love my way of appearance, and I'm very fond of saris because my journey or my struggle is only to wear sari and to be a woman with this attire. Because of that longer and broader vision, when I want to be a woman, because the process of being women is different, and the visioning for to be a woman is something different. When I visioned to be a woman, my mother asked, "Do you have vagina? Do you have uterus? Do you have breast? Can you feed your child, or can you satisfy a man?" I said, "No, I'm not. I don't have." And I started to rethink about this. This happened 20 years ago. And I questioned myself, is it so only women is 4 to 5 category of boxes? And I want to be women beyond all of these boxes, and I'm a woman. So what? I am born a male, and it's not my problem. It's a problem what my mother says. No, they were sushti kange ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So it's they were a problem. It's not my problem. So I want to be a woman. So what is my next? Though I come from a very working class, non-English speaking background, I was in that cage of system of a family institution where my father was working with the aeronautical development establishment. He was part of Ministry of Defense. He was very strict about his position, about his work nature, and it was so. I think it's almost military rule. You got it. Even to stand before him, I was shivering a lot. So that was the orthodox environment I was living. But this family institution and its family so-called construct and my way of behaving, because born male, identifying, trying, walking, speaking, crying, everything is a so-called womanly, like a behavioral change, I would say. When I realized at the age of 8 years, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl, then that was conflicting me a lot. But still justifying, no, what my parents said is correct, totally perfect. I want to behave like a man. I want to behave like a boy. I should speak like a boy. I should walk like a boy and show your masculinity. I tried maybe for a day or a month, but that was so difficult for me.
At what age did you recognize this?
8 years. So this started around 5, 6 years. I was feeling feminine.
At your 5, 6 years.
5, 6 years. I want to be with women. I want to be with girls, playing with girls, Anta. So that way, family they were forcing me to be a man or a boy, Anta. So at the age of 8 years, when I realized I'm no more a boy and I'm a girl, that confidence came to me. But because of my family's expectation, I was trying to behave a man, becoming so conducive environment, and I tried to kill myself twice at the age of 11 and 12. And you should read my book. It's called A Small Step in a Long Journey. And Kannadadalli, it's called Karunegondu Savalu Akkai ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. And that text has become a text for 15 universities of the state of Karnataka. Almost 2 lakh children are studying my story in today, and that's a huge amount of social change process.
Absolutely.
And I'm so thankful to Professor Dominic and Professor Gauri Vijayakumar for bringing the truth about Akkai. That is one part. When I tried to kill myself at the age of 11 and 12, when I tried my 11th, my first attempt to, I should not be in this society because no one is accepting, no friends, no family, no parents, no siblings. I should go for die. Then I said, I think I tried, and my brother who escaped me from that situation. And today, just last year, my brother died because of massive heart attack. And that's a big loss to me. And he was the person supporting me a lot all my life since, last year. I lost him. Then, with the second time I tried to kill myself, I went before the rope to hang myself. And I questioned, why I should die? I am perfect and you are not perfect. You means my family, my sister, my siblings, my society, my teachers, my classmates. So I questioned back, just a fraction of a second, I just came out of this, this hagga, this kuniki, I would say. I think that's a fraction of a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, that has changed Akkai. And I'm talking in our own Krishna Chetty, platform and being part of Karnataka Women Achievers Award. This shows what is Akkai today. I think my determination, my commitment, My sense of responsibility, my social responsibility is to speak for the voiceless communities of this whole society.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean only talking for transgender. That doesn't mean only talking for sex workers. I want to speak for the voiceless section of society. After that, Adaito, then again, 8 to 16 years, I was in between this age. So till 16, I'm not able to come outside the family. And I'm still struggling with feminine character. Parents were so curious why my son is behaving girl, why my son is behaving girl. I was also told that I should not be part of any of these rituals. No marriages, no savo. If someone dead, I'm not supposed to go. So because people make fun of you, hey, why your son is behaving like a girl? So and the so-called social expectation, when you're conflicting that aspect, people always keep saying this to your own biological family members. And I was self-questioning myself, why, what is happening? And I did not have any sort of guts to question before my parents, "Yaake nange ಹೊಡಿತಿದ್ದೀರಿ? ಯಾಕೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ?" At that point of time, no, I can't even stand before my parents. You got it? And that was the thing. But 16 years, when the whole environment became so conducive, I came out of my house.
At 16 years, you walked out of your house.
How though?
Completely.
Completely. Yeah.
Is it because of the parents were done accepting you? What was that kind of realization where you felt ki, okay, this is who I am, and you identified I'm born as a male, but this is not who I am. I want to be a woman and I want to live like a woman anta nimgondu realization baratte, and then you decide to convince people and say that this is who you are, and the acceptance that doesn't happen, and then you decide to walk out. Can you just tell a little brief about the emotional side of Akkai at that point of her time? A 16-year-old emotional side.
That's an interesting question, actually. I was fond of Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi. More than worrying about the society, family, siblings, I was more worried talking to goddess Lakshmi, because she's so pretty. She's so gorgeous. She has so much of jewels. The way she has worn saree is something so awesome. She's sitting on the lotus. I ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ನೀನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗ ಕುತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು? But my question, my fight with goddess Lakshmi was something huge. And I told, you're not fine and you're not here. You're just a fake. You're only on photo. So my quarrel, my fight is only between goddess Lakshmi and Akkai. You got it? My parents also took me to Nimhans. And these doctors are so immature.
At what age?
It was 13 years.
13 years, okay.
They started to give me these shock treatments. They removed my whole dress. They wanted to, give me shock treatments in my private parts. I just escaped from that cage and came out of.
But you're talking about how many years ago? 20 years ago. So do you think the doctors also didn't know science about what transgender is and what this community is all
Doctor
about?
still doesn't know about science.
Are you serious?
Doctor doesn't know still about what is chromosome, what is child psychiatry, what is child psychology, what is this sex reassignment surgery, what is this breast implants, what is this endocrinology, nephrology, urology. I think there needs to be a revisiting from the context of the transgender communities is concerned. Then I escaped from that cage and came out. They took me to this Mantravadi who is in Chickpete,
Okay, doctor ಆಯ್ತು ಇವಾಗ ಮಂತ್ರವಾದಿ.
ಮಂತ್ರವಾದಿ ಹತ್ರ ಇವರು ಕಾಯಿ ಪಾಪಣ್ಣ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕಬ್ಬನ್ಪೇಟೆದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅವ್ರ ಚಿಕ್ಕಪೇಟೆ ಹತ್ರ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೀ ಫ್ರಮ್ ನೀಮ್ ಲೀವ್ಸ್. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂತ್ರ ಮಾಡೋದು, ನೀವು ನನ್ನ ಮಗುಗೆ ದೆವ್ವ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಸರಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸಮ್ ಗೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈ ಬಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಟಾರ್ಚರ್. That was a torture. And I said, not acceptable. Again, I went back home. So 16 years when I decided to leave my house, okay, was not so easy. And that small age, family not accepting. And I came to Market Flyover. One of the place you have seen, what is City Market Flyover. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾಸ್ಕ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಮಸಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ, ಈಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. I was sleeping on the streets of under the flyover in that thing. I didn't know these people are so rude. For a cup of tea and tea biscuit, that was my survival. For that, I'm supposed to have sex in public spaces, public toilets, no safer sex precautions. You got it?
But Akkai, I want to ask you here, you say that you're from a background where your father is from having a government job, aeronautical engineer. that means that you're from a middle class family, a well educated family, well established family. From there to this transition, how was this? It's, for an outsider to look at it as a perspective, somebody living at on a care market, from still having a good roof and things like that, is something you can't even imagine. What was that transition? How did you kind of get there?
No, my father was a background from a farmer's background. He has second PUC just passed. Okay, government at that point of time they were calling and giving government jobs. Okay, so I think that way my father got selected. But in a family that was born into, did not have a proper meal to eat because my father was not so rich. My mother was not so rich because why they were rich in the patriarchal thinking because of this every section there's men, every section there's a woman. I think this patriarchal notion has imposed them to behave certain amount of rudism manner. You got it? That has led me so extent. And they were saying water because my father was part of Ministry of Defense. As I mentioned, he is very strict about his dignity. Because I'm sitting with many other, A grade, B grade officers, and my son cannot behave like this.
Understood.
So that was something called what do you call superposition, power position. I think it was always uh, troubling him because I was a person.
What was the average income of your family back then?
25 years ago, it was on 10, 12,000.
Okay, okay. And then you move out of the house, you go to care market, you don't find a place. What happens?
No, I think when family asked me to leave the house,
Oh, they asked you to
I
leave
asked
the
to
house.
leave the house. I did so. I came to the market flyover. I took 3 sets of dresses. Almost 8 to 10 days I was in the market flyover. As I mentioned, people were not there to accept the way what you are. I was putting some very light makeup, kajal, some lipstick, some powder, short hair, but tight jeans and tight t-shirt I was wearing, and little bra stuff. Okay, hakondo. I was there. When people, rather than protecting you in a public life, people started to attract you sexually or to solicit you sexually. So then that was difficult for me. That space became so conservative, and the local thugs, the gundas were coming and having you. They were just asking you to come to the public toilet. If I was refusing to go, they were just pulling your hair and taking you to the toilet. Had this forceful sex in say market flyover public toilet, and the toilet is still there. Now it has become pay and use toilet.
Has things changed now?
Now it's better.
Okay.
I don't say it's fully eradicated. It's better.
Are things better for financially better people, like someone who is having better financial positions? For those children, are things better?
I don't say that economic sustainability or economic support there is no for such community, but the social discrimination still lies there. The social exclusion still lies there. Okay, some amount of ayo papa. That ayo papa, no, it's something that triggers me a lot. And why are we ayo papa? If you are equally enjoying your rights, and why I shouldn't enjoy my right? Alva. So that way, this tea biscuit market flyover, that is something called unforgettable moment in my life.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a lifelong trauma.
Yeah. That 25 years ago, I was begging and pardoning before the society, clapping my hands, clapping hands and asking money, 25 paisa, 50 paisa, 1 rupee, 2 rupee. I know the value of money, yeah. I know the value of 1 paisa also. Got it. So that value has brought me here today. And today I am serving teas and biscuits to thousands of people. You got it. So that's a huge change. So inta ಒಂದು ಸಂದಿಗ್ಧ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ, I would say. So then I decided to go back to my family. Okay. 8 to 10 days.
Because you were not able to survive.
So difficult. No snana, no bathing, no shower, nothing. I was drinking and same dress for almost 8 to 10 days, I was feeling so bad about myself. I said, whatever it is, I should go back to my family. I should tell the truth. I will compromise their so-called expectation. I had very little long hair like this. Okay. Then my father told to cut my hair. I did so. Means my father he only took the scissor. He cut my hair. I was so quiet. And he asked me to wear formal dress, a full sleeve shirt and full sleeve formal pant. I tried to wear that also. But again, that was not accepted. Then I said, it's not my place. I want to go out. I came out. I was into begging and sex work for 4 days in Kaban Park. Okay. So, but being a sex worker and a beggar, begging, I would say, it's a traditional way of begging. Okay. Sex work. I think this community has been used since so many centuries, I would say, because you're looking something different from a man and woman. Your something is also referred to Lord Shiva, Hari Haraputra Ayyappa. You got it? And there's so much of respect across religion. But why there is no social dignity is my question, Alva. So then that I think the amount of cage I was into the sex work and profession of begging, that is so strange profession, I would say. Because you're in the street as a sex worker, anyone can come and talk to you, anyone can come and have sex with you. And in that profession there was no consent, there was no willingness, there was no choice. I give you 1 rupee, you come and sleep. I give you 5 rupee, you come and sleep. So that is the attitude even today. Okay, then I said no, I can be. And being in the streets, see, I think today we are seeing at signals. 25 years ago there was no signal concept. The traditional begging is to cover your body like this, wear your full bangles, your jewels, keep your haradi, kumkum, go to shop. You're supposed to clap very slowly and ask for money. If they give you, you take 25 paisa, 50 paisa, 1 rupee like this. This is a traditional way of begging. But today the begging has gone to Phone Pay, Google Pay. Okay, so I think that this is what my guru has taught me to behave in certain manner. And I said, seeking alms in a public street, just imagine a second, all of us. And you also try to be at least two to three signals, you try to beg. And you feel what is the experience. And that self-embarrassment is not acceptable. That self-embarrassment is not acceptable. And I said I should discontinue this profession. Sex work bidabeku, begging bidabeku. I want to be part of mainstreaming society. To be in the mainstreaming society is not so easy. Some amount of English, some dignified dress, some dignified manner of projecting yourself to be the so-called common man, common woman, common person. And I did not have that much. You got it? And I want to learn English. I'm a 10th standard mathematics failed. But my determination is also to learn English to be in society. I think in my profession of sex work, I took this small dictionary. Dictionary. That dictionary I took, I was comparing words like pronunciation, ucharane. So you select those 5 words, determination, chala, responsibility, jawabdari. So that's how you learn this English. Then I was started to use in my daily, communication with my clients, with my community, with my guru, and all these people. So today, Akkai gives international bhashnas. Akkai speaks whatever she knows English. She takes this to the big society. And I want to convey what information I know. And I don't want to go beyond what Akkai doesn't know. Whatever you know, talk to people, you share with people, and you also learn from them. So this is what I strongly believe. The politics of social justice is something that you share your story and there is a change going to happen. And we should keep on sharing our stories. That's the reason I came before this camera today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Akkaiji, this transition from a 16-year-old boy leaving home and struggling at, the streets of KR market in Bangalore, I'm just visualizing it, then not able to survive, coming back home and then sustaining to that and emotionally battling yourself, again leaving the house, 4 years of your struggle again, and then you fight back and say, no, this is where I am. But in this, out of the curiosity of someone who has no idea what is this process from transitioning from being a male to female, what happens?
I was non-operated, but I want to be a woman. Where do you go and talk to doctors? To which psychologist I should go and meet? I don't even know what term to be used 20 years ago. Okay. 2012, I remember, 12-13, Rakshita is also here. I found Dr. Shekhar Sheshadri in Nimhans, who's a child psychiatrist. I was working in one of these organizations, through that institution I came to know. And he counseled me. Dr. Suresh Badamat also counseled me, and he told, um, "You are not a male, you are not a man, you are a woman. So what is next?" At least 2 years of counseling, the psychosocial support or the psychological assessment that the psychiatrists only does at Nimhans Hospital 20 years ago. Okay, but now it's available in Victoria Hospital, Bangalore Medical College, IMS Ramaya Hospital, and many institutions have brought up this. So I went, and it was 2 years of process. I said, "Doctor, I can't wait for 2 years. I'm so sorry." I took my father's shaving blade and I cut my genitalia self. So much of blood. I was just numb. I felt
Why did you really do it? Like, what was.
I want to be a woman. And this sex I'm born is not really, I'm comfortable with. And the sex and psychology is conflicting me. How do you do
But
that?
this is how it was done traditionally, right?
It was done. It's called Dayama Nirvan.
What?
Dayama is basically the elders, the seniors of the Hijra community take you to a so-called unknown place, okay? And the person who is wanting to go for transition, she shall be taken to that unknown place, and she shall be performed in the name of goddess, Mata. It will be done the unknown place surgery, okay? And this is called Dayama Nirvan, where the seniors and elders does this performance of the sex change process. I was seeing that process and I felt so cruel. Okay, it's so difficult to undergo that a process done by the elders of the community. And I was finding some doctor, processes, and this doctor process was too long. 2 years I can't wait. Yeah, so many years already waited. Then again waiting for some more years, so difficult. I told doctor, immediately I should become a woman. So what is the alternative option? Doctor, no, there is no alternate set of options. You only go for 2 years counseling. Then we'll be recommending, if your psychological assessment is okay, then we'll be referring you for a castration for sex change surgery. How the? Then I can't wait. I came back home in Mysore Road toll gate. I took, as I told, blade, cut yourself. Though so much of blood. I was totally unconscious. I was sleeping. My brother came, took to Kuda nursing home, and he admitted there. Ambulance over there. He got it. Immediately they brought me to Nimans. Dr. Shekhar Sheshadri, Dr. Suresh Padama. He said in the next couple of days, he gave me a certificate, then referred to MS Ramaya, came to Dr. H.K. Nagaraj, who is a urologist, the most popular person, and he told, "You are eligible to go for sex change surgery." I too. Then I was referred to the psychologist to get my assessment done. That's done. Operation is also done.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಇದು what does I mean I just want because these are things which needs to be spoken and which people have to know, and for a common man like me, we know, okay, this is how it is, there's a transition that happens, but we exactly don't know what is the struggle, what is the pain. So I think people like you have to tell it out so that there is information.
There is information. There is so much information which the society doesn't know about. And there's fatwa. We're not supposed to speak this outside in the Hijra culture and Jamaat. But I would say, from the context of information, people should know about this community. When we say sex change surgery, cutting your genitalia and constructing a vaginal plasty there, it's a huge process surgery, 25 to 30 sutures, which they cut your central part of your body, and they perform this surgery. You're almost 10 to 12 months, you're unable to sit like this on your own. Someone has to be there with you to help you to sit. Imagine if I'm a sex worker and beggar, and my earning is only because of sex work and begging, a person who's undergoing this sex change surgery, what will she be happening? 8 to 10 months will take care of her food, of her medicines, of her medication process, whatever it is, yeah. So there is no support. There is no such, the so-called economic income generation is also not coming to us. So what happens? So the vaginoplasty is done. After that, we all undergo breast implants. And I want to look fair. I'll go for laser therapy. And some people go for voice therapy also. That their voice should be so smooth and soft like women and that. But I have not gone all of that. I've undergone my breast implant. I undergone my vaginoplasty, and mine was the first surgery in MS Ramaya Hospital. After the surgery is done, almost hundreds of surgeries was done in different hospitals across Bangalore, and people were comfortable going through this process, which is very safe doctors are liable, doctors are responsible than this Daya Manirvan, the traditional operation. And this operation is done is not so easy. Okay? And in the Hijra Jamaat or in the Hijra culture, we are supposed to drink decoction, ghee, vana chapati, what do you call vana chapati?
Dry chip.
Dry chapati, dry rotis only should eat. You should eat only meat. Andre, make a mamsa tinbeku. And tradition, till 41st day, you're not supposed to see the sun, supposed to see goddess or god photos, not supposed to see the mirror, okay? And you are just totally sort of a matured woman. ಈಗ ಮಕ್ಕಳೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಮೆಚೂರ್ಡ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ವಯಸ್ಸು ಮಹಿಳೆಗಳು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಆ ಥರ they'll be taking care of us, our own senior leaders, the Hijra gurus, okay? And after 41st day, we perform this puja called Mata Puja. Early morning, before sunrise, around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, we do this puja. We call Mata, Mata, Mata. Then we go to lake, we pour the milk to the lake and we say, okay, ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಹೆಣ್ಣಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. And come back here. I won't see my face still in the mirror, okay? I stand before Goddess Mata and first mirror show will be to Goddess Mata. Then I will see the mirror and the Goddess Mata and then I'll see my face like this, okay? So this is a tradition actually. And we're not supposed to talk to any men. We're not supposed to interact with any men, okay? No phones, nothing, okay? You're just sleeping. 41st day after that ritual, we'll be going to mosque, means dargah, going to church, going to temples, and you pray to every god and come back.
So this is a beautiful thing. You go to visit all the religious centers.
I think
What's the belief behind this?
I think the whole Hijra culture is something called, it sends a message that we are not a so-called communal forces. You are Hindu, you are Christian, you are Muslim, you are Baha'i, you are Jain, you are Sikh, that doesn't matter. If you are feminine character, we accept you. That's the only condition. And below the age of 18 years, now we say you're not allowed inside. Okay, if you want to come, go to Child Welfare Committee and come here. That system we have brought today. You know, that's the challenge we also took. That I think, and also the society gave us a very beautiful gift here. I'm so happy. The society. And this gift, no, they say we are child kidnappers. We're not child kidnappers. We're not child kidnappers. To combat that social thinking, I have adopted my baby called Avin, Akkai Padmashali. My baby is a child. And people ask me, Akkai, nin magu yene, ganda henna, illa yeno. I said, I was put into that cage and people were judging my identity. You're a male, you're behaving like this. Why you want to be a feminine and stuff like that. I think that sort of mistake I shouldn't do to my child. I say my child is just a child. Let my child decide, and whatever age, as a mother, I'm here to accept whatever my child says, and I don't want to be judgmental. If I'm judgmental, I again practice patriarchal notion. So I don't want your patriarchal notion, but I want to be a mother, but I want to accept my child, whatever my child says, and I want to build that environment. I want to build a society. Sadhya ide. It is possible.
Right.
And I decided to go for marriage, right to
And
marry.
yours was the first officially registered marriage in
Actually,
Karnataka.
illa. Before me, there were so many marriages also took place. They all also got registered, but no one came out. There are people, many people who adopted babies not open. They are again scared because people come to know, like how, like a child of a sex worker says, "Nama amma na soda kelsa martale. I'm child of her antandaga." What would be the society's imagination? ದೇವದಾಸಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನಾನು ದೇವದಾಸಿ ಮಗಳು ಅಂದರೆ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಫಾದರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So in a transgender person, the assumption is we're a child kidnapper, and people say the same thing. And where do you bring up, eradicate your hanepatti? You got it. I so say, I think, see, this is what the challenge we always take as a community. To eradicate your social transphobia thinking or homophobia thinking or a biphobia thinking or whatever phobia that you practice, we want to fight against your phobia. And I take up this challenge to fight with society. You got it? Same thing I said, right to love is my right. Right to marry is also my right. Right to divorce is also my right. I had married. I fought against the patriarchal institution. I fought against that orthodox thinking. And I'm divorced. And I'm a single woman today. And I'm a transgender woman today. And so what? If a system don't accept me as women, I'm not even least bothered. But my child accepts me, I'm a mother, I'm a woman. That is enough for me. So this sort of notionized thinking should be brought into your system of policies, system of legislature should accept our voices. And who is inside the so-called the system of political structure? Not even a single, be it lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, Jogappa, Marladi, Shivshakti, Jokta, Akwan, Nirvana, Satla, Panti Satla, female to male transgender, Antarlingi, no one is there. So what I say, we should be part of a system of legislature and speak our own voice. Very much required. This is called the structural institution. We should be part of it. And we can't keep on partnering with other the stakeholders and namge kasta ide madamge kasta ide ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. I speaking on the floor makes a difference. You speaking on behalf of the community makes a difference. So I believe ನಾನೇ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ನೀವು
So
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
you deserve a seat in the legislature.
ಹೌದು, be it the parliament, be it the state assemblies, be it council, be it Rajya Sabha, be it Lok Sabha. Why not so much?
Who knows it better than you what your community needs?
We are eligible, we are capable, we are skilled enough to be the president of this nation, prime ministers of this nation, chief ministers of this nation, and we will become that.
I really wish that the generation of my daughter at least sees that happening. We all come together to create one nation that we all belong here and we all have equal rights. Every individual born in this country deserve to live with equal rights and equal dignity. And I really wish for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Akkai. So, to break it down one by one, Akkai, because you were speaking about marriage, you were speaking about divorce, you were speaking about quite a lot of things. Let's begin with, you said that at the age of 5-6, usually, kids recognize this. So, a little bit about someone who is born as a female and wants to become male. What is that they feel? How do they recognize it? And self-discovery yavagagatte?
So it's vice versa. Because you're born female, you want to be a man, it is not so easy. They face triple discrimination than what we face. Because what family says to you're a woman, you are born with vagina, you are born with female identity, and you can't do this. And just imagine the body develops, that happens, no? Your breast ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ತುಂಬ gesture ಬರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, then you're matured, you got it. So when these things happens, no, assume a transgender man who wants to be a man, what sort of critical situation that the person can go through the family institution. First of all, say after 6 o'clock, you're not supposed to go outside. After 8 o'clock, people keep on calling you, where are you, elide ba igli anta. So that's the status we are living in 21st century. And these people say, I'm a man, who accept, they just slap on your face and ask them to be inside. So like that, many transgender men have been migrated from different parts of the states to Bangalore. From Bangalore to different parts of the state, people have migrating, and it's a migration community, both male to female, female to male transgender.
Andre Akkaiji, nangeen question andre, like, do you start feeling like dressing like a woman, behaving like a woman, talking like a woman? These are the actual changes, or is there something beyond this that you feel?
I think it's beyond that also. See, one thing, a female to male transgender man feels like that he wants to be a man. His voice should be a masculine voice, and he's only attracted to women, like raise in love. I don't say fall in love, so raise in love, okay, to attract to a woman, or to dress like a man, and he wants to be. And when he wants to dress like a man, family, like, they don't accept, no, chudidar hako, sire hako, langa davane hako. So this is what they try to impose. But now the situation is quite slightly changed. You can wear whatever, but you come to this program. And a transgender man who doesn't want to grow a long hair like us, or a short hair like istagtade, family don't accept. It's all very, very, very simple things. But for a transgender man who wants to be a man, I think for them it's a very big issue. You got it? So this is the thing. But when it's come to, and also people tell from the science language, no, this is the hormones and chromosomes imbalance agate, that's why you're born like this. But how do I convey this information to my family? Be it female to male transgender family, num family, and the working class family, non-English speaking family, poorest of the poor family, almost we are from that section.
Yaru accept madala? Nobody.
No one accept. Even in the upper class elite section, people don't accept. How many of us we can say that I am a lesbian, Papa, you accept me? They just slap you. I'm a gay man. They don't accept you. To this situation of society, it takes at least 50 years for us to change. But people like us, we should keep on fighting.
Okay.
Okay? And the transgender man is concerned, they also undergo a sex reassignment surgery process. They use this science terminology, which I don't remember. They remove the extra muscle. They cut off your extra muscle. They make you so-called manly looking. Mastectomy, some malectomy, something. They use that. They also, we can construct penile construction for them to pass urine. They can also perform sexual intercourse. That's possible, but India has not given the permission. It's only done in abroad, be it Thailand, United Kingdom, Argentina. So these are the places people where they perform this sort of sex reassignment surgery process. And there were recent where people can deliver a child. For me, as a male to female transgender woman, I cannot deliver a child because I don't have uterus. For a female to male transgender man, they can deliver a child because they're born biologically with that organ, and it is possible. Okay, but having sexual intercourse, not having sexual intercourse, I think people are going for this surrogacy model, and surrogacy is also banned in the country. Okay, for exceptional cases. But I think what I want to ask through this forum, whatever laws, whatever act is against us to be a woman, to be a man, that needs to be brought in this society and not torture people. And we cannot practice the colonial law. I think it's 21st century, people should enjoy the liberty of dignity. Until you bring this sort of information to society, it is so difficult. And let our system of legislature talk about this issue.
Absolutely. Akkai, if I have to ask you, what's the percentage of acceptance then and now? I'm really curious on this.
How do you say 25 years ago was so difficult? You can't sit equally to your friends. You can't stretch your legs like this. You can't. No building, like you're on the streets, in parks, in public toilets. So it's called cruising sites, cruising areas, where you were coming together to share your struggle, to share your feelings. No pubs, no gatherings. Space, but I don't go. But many people, 25 years ago, we were thrown stones at us. People were throwing stones. People were throwing eggs at us, tomatoes at us, spoiled cucumbers at us, motion at us, cow dung at us. We have faced it. And small children, kalla. They all were, coming behind us. They were chasing us. We all were running like anything. Because that tag, that we are child kidnappers. Even so many mother to, like if their own child doesn't have any sort of feeding, ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡು. They say this, no? ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. So you are creating a fear. I have faced it. I have been to one of my friend's house, and my friend's mother was feeding a small child. What she did know, she told the child not to see me because I was in sari and I'm a transgender looking person. She did this thing to the child. She closes the child's eyes like this, not to see me. And what would be the situation? Just imagine. What a mother she is. She is very dangerous for society. If she is telling to her own child not to see us, means she's covering the whole world.
How beautifully said.
She's covering the whole world, and so unacceptable. I came home, I was so emotional. I was crying, I was scolding Goddess Lakshmi, you're not fine. You're not.
This was back then.
Just 5-6 years ago, I'm talking about this incident. ಎಂತ ಬೇಜಾರು ಘಟನೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಅದು ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಇಂಥ ತಾಯಂದಿರಿದ್ದಾಗ ವಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ಯಾ. ಅದ್ರ ಬದಲು ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕಮ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಅಕ್ಕೈ ಮೀನ್ಸ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ, ಅದು ಎಂತ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡೋದು. 5 years ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಯಾ, ದೇ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಮೈ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ 5 years. ಮೈ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಿ ಅಕ್ಕೈ. You got it? My child says, this is my amma. That's the child. But we need to nurture and nudge their future like
How parenting can make a huge difference, Alva? ವೆರಿ ಟ್ರೂ. ಸೊ ಅಕ್ಕಾಜಿ, ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಯು, ಲೈಕ್ ಇವಾಗ ಮನೇಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಅಟ್ ಯೋರ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಡ್, ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ನೌ, ಆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಒಂದು 10 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಥರ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಝೀರೋ, ನೌ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ?
Today it is slightly changed because of activism movement across organizations, across movement. We're bringing this change, and from one day we are doing this small project called family intervention. For non-accepted members, we should go and talk to the family members. If Akkai goes and talk to a female to male transgender man or a gay man, lesbian, male to female transgender person house, they won't accept. If Spoorthi goes and talks to their family, there are very close chances for them to accept, because Spoorthi is something called common woman, common person in society. ಇಲ್ಲ ಈ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನೀವು ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ವೆನ್ Spoorthi intervenes. And if Akkai goes, accept ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Because the voice, because the gesture, because of my appearance makes a huge difference. Okay. And that we use as a strategy in the organization. We work with Sharada, who is part of Parivartan. We talk to BT Venkatesh, advocate. So these people, we talk to them and we ask them we request them to handle. And they are done. In that process, more than 80 family members have accepted their children as they are today. I'm so happy.
Beautiful.
So many people, what we're trying to, educate them, not directly come and be part of sex work or begging profession. Please go for education. Please study. If you don't get any access to education, we will talk to you as an organization, because we work with education institutions across the country.
That brings me to a very interesting question. Where is that someone can find reliable sources to get educated about this community, learn about LGBTQ, about what is the process and the acceptance? ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲಿಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ವೇರ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ place to go to learn about this?
Yesterday we had this conversation. Thank you for posing this question, Spoorthi. No institution, no universities, no colleges, no schools teach about gender, sex and sexuality, human rights, whatever. Yaru paಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. They will do for the sake of tokenism. One chapter ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, that's the thing. We were telling, so this is what society we are seeing, Rakshita. So why don't we talk about starting Akkai Vishwavidyalaya? Akkai is my name, and my full name is Ashtaishwarya Ghanasampanne Doddamane Akkayamma. I love that name. You got it. So Akkayamma ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಯಾಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದೆ? ಯಾಕೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಅನ್ಸ್ಪೋಕನ್ ವಿಷಯ we should teach to our students? And we're not here to destroy society. We want to bring that education in children. What is sex? The basic concepts of sex. What is gender? What is sexuality? What is the difference? What is this, this whole amount of fluidity means to me? What is this diverse section of society? Angala na makklu paಠ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? We had this conversation just yesterday. And today is the question here. So many institutions are not open to teach about this. The National Council for Educational Research Training, which is part of Government of India, has rejected this issue when they post before the website, and they just put it outside because the teachers did not feel comfortable to teach about this issue in its schools and classes. So what is the situation? It's a government. And my Supreme Court judgment has delivered judgment in favor of us. It says education awareness should go in across public spaces, education institutions, training centers, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ what is this here? Then how can I depend on my society? So whether government does it or not, secondary, but my organization, one day we are doing as a team, going to different colleges, universities, platforms, and we also focus about the vulnerable sections, the construction workers, the children of sex workers. We teach them what is this. The amount of positive response that we are receiving, very awesome. And we are a non-funded organization. I mean, we don't have funds, so please support funds. Your 1 rupee matters to us.
ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಒಂದೆಡೆ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತಂದರೆ ಲಿಂಕಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೌ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅಕ್ಕಾಯಿ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಹೇಗೆ ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೋರ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟಚ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಾದ ಸಹಾಯನ ಮಾಡಿ. ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ಯು. Yeah. So Akkaiji, to coming back to these questions, what I was asking, acceptance ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ನಾನು ಮೊನ್ನೆ ತಾಜಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಇವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ ಈ ಕೇಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಬಂದರು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದು, ಮೇಡಮ್ ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳು ಅಂದರೆ ಹೀಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೇಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಹೀ ಸೆಡ್, ಮೇಡಮ್ ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾನು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಾಡ್ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ ತುಂಬ ನೋಡ್ತಾಳೆ, ನಾನು ಅವಳ ಜೊತೆ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಟಿ ವಿಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಗಿಂದ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಭಾಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು ಅದು ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ. ನನಗನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಜುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ which is attracting a lot of educated class. And the actual knowledge and information, for them the knowledge is already there, but the actual knowledge is required for people who don't have access, who just doesn't go to Google directly and search. True. And there's a wider section that is not having that access, nor they know that okay ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಗೂಗಲಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೋದು ಅಂತ. ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಇಟ್ ಅ ಬ್ರೀಫ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ LGBTQ?
L is lesbian, women attracted to women. G, gay, men attracted to men, identify as a gay person. B, bisexual women, bisexual man, attracted sexually with both sex and genders. T is transgender. It's not only transgender, male to female, female to male, mentioned as Jogappa, Marladi, Shivashakti, Jokta, Akwa, Nirvan. These are traditionally accepted identities who are also part of the Hijra culture, who are also part of the Jogappa culture, who is also part of the Marladi culture. What is Marladi? They strongly believe the goddess Akkai Padmashali, and they strongly believe telling in astrology. Jogappa culture is more in terms of ಉತ್ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸೌದತ್ತಿ ಯಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದೆನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಡೆಡಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ದೇರ್. ಟ್ಯೂಸ್ಡೇಸ್, ಫ್ರೈಡೇಸ್, ಸಂಡೇಸ್ ದೇ ಗೋ ಆನ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಗಾಡ್, ದೇ ಡೂ ಪೂಜಾ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಗಾಡ್. And in North Karnataka, there are the most numbers we can see there. Very respected culturally, very accepted traditionally. People have so much of respect. And the Hijra, Hijra, Hijras are, it's a community. It's also called, it's a Persian language, that's what the seniors say, means migration. From here to there, Hijra. From there to there, Hijra. It's a system of 7 gharanas. In the 7 gharanas, each gharana has one Nayak. Nayak is equivalent to the Supreme Court judge. Okay? Whatever things are good things, bad things, quarrel, something happens, that shall be discussed in the gharana system. If you have done mistake, you'll be put penalty. If you want to do something good, people teach us how to beg, how to behave, how to go and do badai. Badai means for housewarming ceremonies, naming ceremony, marriage ceremonies, we should go and do praise these people and do these blessings. For that, whatever we does, they'll give us some jewels, silver, money, reshmi sire, ella kottaga, we should take like this. It's a badai system, That's how this song comes now. Ayore lalla, mera ji ore lalla, ayore lalla, mera ji ore lalla. Such a nice song. Idella haadodra ಮೂಲಕ we bring up our culture and tradition, and the society doesn't know what is this culture and tradition. Adaagtade. So that's the thing. And coming back to Kothis, Kothis, who are on pant shirt, express their feminine character. Okay, they're also part of the Hijra culture. And some Kothis also got married. Some Kothis, they have not gone.
Kothis ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ Q is Kothis.
Kothis. Okay. Now ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ನುಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕೋತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಂಗ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಮಂಗ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ. ಕೋತಿ ಅನ್ನುವ ಪದ ಅಂತಲ್ಲಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಕ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಗದೆ ಇರುವಂತವರನ್ನ ಅಕ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ನಿರ್ವಾಣ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹೂ ಆಪರೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾರನ್, ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಹೆಂಗಸು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಯು ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್. ನಿರ್ವಾಣ ನಾರನ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿರ್ವಾಣ ಕೋತಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್, ಕೋಡ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಆ ಸಮುದಾಯದ ಒಳಗಡೆ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಟ್.
And Q ಅಂದ್ರೆ?
Okay, Q is queer. Queer is that I recently, learned that queer is something that people from the upper class, elite section, they use this terminology. Gender non-binary anta gurtuskoltare. And intergender is something, you're not a man or woman boxer beda. I want to in between these two gender. You called it. And the gender non-conforming children, whom we are not supposed to tell them 18 ವರ್ಷ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ವಯಸ್ಸಿದ್ದಾಗ ಯು ನಾಟ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟೆಲ್ ದಮ್ ಅವರು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಜೆಂಡರ್ ಬಾಯ್, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಜೆಂಡರ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ರೆಫರ್ ದಮ್ ಆಸ್ ಜೆಂಡರ್ ನಾನ್ ಕನ್ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಅಂಟಿಲ್ ದೇ ಗೆಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಅಸೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. Okay, this is what the child welfare committees, the child rights commission is supposed to do this. ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ನು ಡೈವರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವಿರುವಂಥ ಈ LGBTQI ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲಿ ನೋನ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಾಲಜಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ MSMTG ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಮೆನ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೆನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಜೆಂಡರ್, ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಇದು HIV ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಟ್ಯೂಬರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೋಸಿಸ್ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಲೆಪ್ರಸಿ ನಾವು ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇಂಥ ಟರ್ಮ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ತುಂಬ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ MSMTG ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ. The gender and sexuality minorities, it's a political movement terminology. ನಿಮ್ಗೊತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈನಾರಿಟಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ ಪಾಲಿಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಆ ಸಮುದಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಸೇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಚ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಸೆಕ್ಸ್, ಜೆಂಡರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಾಲಿಟಿ ಮೈನಾರಿಟೀಸ್, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಜೆಂಡರ್ ಮೈನಾರಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಂತ.
Thank you so much. I think there's a lot to learn, and I believe in going a little deep into it, understanding, and who better can tell us, apart from you, who has been there, done that, and seen that on a closer sense, right?